this guys. Hope everyone is good. And finally, there's actually something to talk about. It's felt like about 16 years since anything, hasn't it? But yeah, look, players are back for training. They're all taking pictures in the new training gear, looking dapper, looking pretty smart. I like it for the most part. Don't like Unibet sponsor in front, but yeah, I like it. But yeah, they're back. We've got a lot of stuff going on, cooking in the background. First, we'll talk about the players leaving. What is it? I think Phil Hay and his thing mentioned Bren Aronson, Robin Cork, and Diego Lente all going on loan. Obviously, with fees added to that. Now, that's what I'm seeing here is this whole, well, they don't deserve it. Shouldn't be here. There's two sides to that. They don't deserve it. Comment. Why should they be leaving? They're not good enough. Now, at the end of the day, as a fan, of course, you think that because you've been took down and they didn't perform well. But if the fact that they're getting these loans would suggest there is teams above us that fancy them, so they're clearly good enough for some people. And if they want to go, they're not affiliated to. They're not like connected to Leeds. They're not fans, So I'm all right. If they go, good luck to them. Whatever. It clears up some wages for us to buy some new players that do want to be here, want to perform for us, and take us back to the Premier League. So I'm all right with that. So yeah, let's talk about the manager. And there's been a lot going around. Also, I just want to show one picture of all the players in the new. Does this not scream? Does this not scream championship top goal scorer? Maybe not top goal scorer, but does this not scream what a season he's going to have next year? It does to me. Just suits him. I don't know what it is. But yeah, that's a little one. Just a little one there. That picture made me feel, oh, actually, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, back to my silly mug. Anyway, yeah. So Phil's been speaking about in his article on the Athletic about the manager process and what's going on, and talking about what we've all really been talking about is the fact that it's took so long. There might be some problems somewhere. They're expecting it to happen this week. We've heard that for the last 3 weeks, but it seems that they expect it to happen this week. Hopefully by, well, I guess the next 2 or 3 days. Well, they're coming back on Wednesday. They're coming back fully as a squad in actual training to still be performance training now, all about getting fitness and slowly developing into the player that the coach wants, right? Once you got all the tests out of the way, that's what you go straight into. So that's where the coach needs to be present, really. Tests, it's a choice. The coach can turn up and shake the hands of the players, or they can just get on with it and go home. But then once training starts at the training ground and it's serious, that's when the coach has to be there 100%. So let's talk about that real quick. I know, and I hate to be that guy, but according to what Phil said, and I'll get the quote of what he said, there's a lot going on about we're not prepared, we're unprepared, and I've always said I'm fine with it, I'm all right. Look, we're not signed 2 or 3 players yet. I believe that will happen. You don't always win because you get signings early. That's not always how it works. How many signings early did we get in the transfer window last season? All of them, literally all of them. We were panicking last day for a striker. The last 3 or 4 weeks there were nothing really. We got our players in early, and then we're all like, we got them early and we're ready. Didn't quite work out, did it? But anyway, so it's not always a recipe for success. That's not, focus on us. I'm going to focus on us anyway. Other people do what they want. I'm going to focus on us. But Phil said Daniel Farke has already been involved in conversations regarding the team and the squad. Of course he has, and transfers, part of that. Of course. I've been saying this for weeks. Right? I told you to be that. Of course he has. He's not just been sitting twiddling his thumbs. The second the club made it, right, you're our man, we believe in you. We just need to get this sorted before we can officially announce things. Or we'd like to get this sorted before we can officially announce things. He would have instantly spoken with whoever it is at the recruitment side of it, Nick Hammond or their team there, the recruitment team, talked to his own people, talking about players, squads he wants, players he's happy to leave. There's no coincidence that suddenly 3 players are suddenly going on loan really quick. Farke said who he's happy to leave. Farke said what type of player he needs. He said what type of player he wants in. Now it's about identifying those targets and finding them. He's 100% been working every day with Leeds United to get the squad ready. 100%. I'm sorry, 100%. I know people don't believe that. It's true. I'll die on this hill. It's true, I think. Phil also said Leeds have made it clear to him that they want him to be the head coach next season. However, are waiting for official announcement from the EFL regarding the 49ers' ratification to appoint him. But they also said they might have to, yeah, if this process takes much longer, the squad returned to Fort Arch on Wednesday following 2 days leave. The club may bite the bullet and announce. So they want to wait. It's not. There's definitely ways around announcing it. Like this whole, obviously Rads is still the core owner, so it's at the end of the day it's his decision. But if he's not speaking at all, there's clearly ways in which they can get around that situation. Obviously, they appointed Nick Hammond again. Will be completely different processes. I don't know contracts, but there's going to be a way in which if they have to announce him, they will. They just prefer to do it once the takeover is done for probably many reasons. I don't know. I'm not part of the club. I don't understand that side. But in terms of the manager and the coach, you want 100% be working just as much. I'd also die on this again. He will be at training on Wednesday, I believe. In worst case situation, if he wasn't, and I don't see why he wouldn't be, even if it's, if he's not, I don't know how it works in terms of the rules, but he will be there. I'm sure he'll be there working with the team. He's not going to do anything to jeopardize it. Even if it's just for one day, and he might have to speak to the squad. He might speak to the squad online. He might do a big meeting, like an online like this, speaking to them in the room with a projector for a day. And they said, right, this is what's going to happen at training. He's going to have the coaches there already doing exactly what he wants. It'll be mostly fitness stuff, so he won't be working tactics really. So it's not necessarily, extremely vital that he oversees everything, but obviously it's what he wants, the fitness regimes he wants to do. This is worst case scenario, and the coaches will do that for a day or something. But I wouldn't say just because he's not on the pictures or on the video, if they've not announced it, doesn't mean he's not there. It means just showing there. So I'm all right with it. I think it's more than done. I think they've been talking about it, about everything that happens for weeks now. I think it's all coming together. I'm not worried yet. If this dragged on past when training started properly, I would be. Because as a player, you really want the coach there. That's the first glimpse of the season. That's the start of it. And needs to start off with the coach stood there, greeting everyone as they come in. Now, of course, some players might understand if they do a meeting with him and they actually speak online with him. You might have an individual call with each one of them as well. That might help a lot. There's a lot of ways around it. But in an ideal situation, on the Wednesday, you want their coach there. And I think he will. I really do. I think he will be there. He might not be, but I think he will. Yeah. And even if he wasn't, this whole, the season's going to be terrible because he's not there the first day of training. Look, you'll get over that when he is there on the second day of training. You know what I mean? It's not an ideal situation, but there's not many ideal situations in football. You have to work through problems. Clearly some problems. Otherwise, this would have happened quicker. But I'm convinced, what I'm convinced at is that he's 100% working with the club to get the players and sort the squad out. He'll have his training ready. Everything will be done. He'll be talking to his team around him, the coaches. They'll be all ready to go. Hopefully he'll fly over today, tomorrow, be there for Wednesday and ready for it. Ready for announcement. Let's see. Also, almost missed it. Carl Darlow has just been linked with Leeds United. Again, looking at Championship here, and I'm thinking, he's done it there. He's done well there. Solid keeper, been around a while, Championship experience. Probably let him keep it hard. It's hard as a keeper, because it's one position. And a lot of the time you see yourself in a second on the bench. You look at Meslier, for example. It's the world star, wasn't he? It was the next big thing in goalkeeping. Then suddenly his form dropped. You can't get in the lead side, and you can't even get on the team for the French under-21s anymore. And he's struggling to find a move. So goalkeeping's really difficult. And Carl Darlow, for me, would be a great option in the Championship. That's just my little one on that. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know. I'm not worried. I'm all right for now. Just because Leicester and a few other teams have signed a few players early doesn't mean they're going to win the league instantly. I still think Leicester are one of the best sides in the league, but it's not always getting players in quickly isn't always the best process. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. I appreciate the support. Again, this is a bit of a mishmash, but we'll wait for that announcement out and then I can crack on with video. And one video I'm really excited about doing is that number 10 role that attacking midfielder role in a Farke system. I'm going to do an entire video based on the characteristics of that and 5 players we could have in that position. Because that is a huge position, and we don't have that Aronson's going, who I don't think fit necessarily that in this system. I'm going to do anyone who could be that Buendia replacement in a Farke system. I think that's something that we're really interested in. So yeah, that's coming as well. Once this gets officially announced, I'll be on with everything. I've got 2 videos pre-made for this, ready for it. So yeah, I appreciate the support. You guys have been insane. Please like and subscribe. Yeah, bit of a ramble, but it is what it is.